Hello, hello, and welcome back as I try, like Amanda Bynes' agent, to pick up the scattered pieces of this train wreck. In Perfidious Beat plays XCOM, The Long War 2. I kid, though, I kid. We all know Amanda Bynes doesn't still have an agent. I got a little tilted last episode, a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but I've got it back. You know, I took a minute, went back, grabbed a quick drink of water, more importantly, ate a couple Rolos, and I think I've got myself settled down. I've got my shit back together, as it were, which, you know, that's something I always wondered about. Why is it a good thing to have your shit together? Spent a lot of time when I was growing up, you know, lived in a rural area, grew up in like a farming environment, and let me tell you, when you get a lot of shit together in one place, that's typically not a good thing. Having your shit together in one big pile, it sounds way better than it actually is. You really kind of don't want to have your shit together because it's real messy to clean that up. Getting your shit together, highly overrated. It really is. Speaking of getting our shit together, we're supposed to be grabbing these supplies, and it feels like Advent is just outpacing us in the getting the supplies department thing. I may choose to give Bret Easton Ellis a bonus action so that he can't like be next to these and activate them at the same time, can he? Oh, he can't. Okay, well, never mind. I was gonna say we may give Bret Easton Ellis a bonus action so that he can grab those supplies. Turns out totally unnecessary. Scalzi, we're gonna grab you over here. We're gonna have you snag these. But back to my farming analogy. Usually when you have your shit all together in one big place like that, all that means is you got a lot of work to do because you don't, when your shit's all gathered together in one place, you're not getting a whole lot out of it. That's not productive shit. And in a farming environment, shit really kind of needs to be productive. I mean, you can do stuff with that. It's basically free fertilizer right there. And when you get your shit together and it's all in one big pile, that means somebody's got to go out there with like a pitchfork and a manure spreader and spray that shit around. And why suddenly it's so beneficial to have your shit together? No. Prefer my shit to be dispersed over as wide an area as possible. Peter, you saying you just want to, you know, go forth and spray shit everywhere? Yes, I guess. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, turns out. The team is really spread out. We got to look for some more supply crates. There's one over here. There's two over here. I really don't want to charge, like, headlong into the unknown over there, though. We really need to get eyes on some of the stuff in this region before we just decide. Or is everything dead? You know, now that I recall, there were only supposed to be 9... Oh, good. That reveals us. Well, that could have been absolutely catastrophic. There were only 9 people on this mission now, as I recall. So maybe most of them are dead. Maybe we already killed everyone. Amy Tam, why don't you come up here? I really don't want to trigger a pod right now, guys. That's my only chief concern. Don't activate a pod unsuspectingly, unwittingly, unknowingly. Without having anticipation and forethought thereof, don't activate a pod. So we're definitely going to activate a pod. Do we have a battle scanner or scanning protocol? Somebody's got to have scanning protocol. Judy Bloom, I know you have scanning protocol. You're my girl, Judy. Let's take advantage of your ability for once instead of just forgetting that you have it. Let's activate this and see if we can figure out where the enemies are, thus, in doing so, avoid them. Step 1 of problem resolution. First thing you gotta do, identify the problem. And there's a big-ass chunk of it right there. So, Bret Easton Ellis going basically anywhere is tantamount to suicide. Can you get over here? Nope. Like, here is the limit of where Bret Easton Ellis can go. And, yeah. So, there's a sectopod back there chomping around. He's got 2 buddies, one of whom appears to be a stun lancer. And I think that other one may be a purifier. So it's Overwatch for BEA. Honestly, I think pretty much it's going to be Overwatch around the horn here. Except for Scalzi, who just needs to get closer. Scalzi, can you get up here? No. You can get to roughly here. You know what? Do it. I really want to see what Scalzi's rend ability gets us. Mark supplies for recovery. Okay. Mark supplies for recovery. So we're probably not going to get those last 2. Unless the sectopod and friends are very cooperative and decide to path back around the rear of this building. I don't expect them to do that. That would be overly friendly. They don't seem like very nice guys. Honestly, we have no idea where they went. Okay, I mean, who could get to the thing? Who can get to the thing and potentially have a bonus action when they're done? Neil Gaiman does not have enough movement to make it to that one. Amy Tam. I mean, I don't suppose you could grapple anywhere here, Cormac? We might be able to snatch that one with a cleverly placed Cormac McCarthy grappling hook. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. Okay, Cormac, grapple to here. Are you busted? He's busted! Alright, well, we should have known. Sectopod and company have activated themselves and are really doing a number on the old building there. Okay, we can maybe work with this a little bit. So Brett Easton Ellis does have a shot at that elite lancer. It's just not a very good one. Amy Tam, we need you to open up this building for us. And when I say open up this building, I mean in like the direst and most hardcore of ways. So we're gonna have you come in here, launch this plasma grenade. Can you hit everybody? You can, and more importantly, you can destroy everybody's cover, which is really our chief concern. Can we cheat this way a little bit? Yeah, that's good enough. Still doing some damage, still getting some shred. More importantly, probably not blowing up Cormac McCarthy. The guy's suffered enough on this mission, I think. We probably don't need to give him any... He probably doesn't need any more hurting. Okay, Cormac is still acceptably fine. So, who could give Cormac McCarthy a bonus action? I believe... I don't remember who his friend is. Judy Bloom? You have no targets. Sandman? Is it you and Cormac McCarthy? It is. Do I want to sacrifice your action for one of Cormac McCarthy's actions? Then becomes the question. And it seems like the answer is a staunch and resounding hells to the no. We could run and gun, have Neil Gaiman come in here and double tap this sectopod. He's gonna do some ruinous damage to it. Brett Easton Ellis, one of your actions I think is gonna have to go for giving Amy Tam another shot here.
You have the power.
I have the power! You know, that was typically Prince Adam who did the whole I have the power bit. I'm just saying, that's, if you're gonna go for the G.I. Joe quote, you gotta get your guys right here. Okay, hack defense decreased by quite a bit. We might be able to pull a shutdown. Got the double hit from the chain shot. That guy's all but ruined. If we had somebody who could get in there and do damage to the sectopod without also taking a hit, might consider doing that. Brett Easton Ellis isn't really gonna... I mean, he can see a guy, but he's not in range to shoot. Judy Bloom, what can you see from here? You have two potential targets. Can Judy Bloom finish off that sectopod for us? In all likelihood, yes. Judy Bloom, take the shot. Pete, why are you having Judy Bloom take the shot? Because I've got a plan for Neil Gaiman then. May have just inadvertently blown up some supplies there. Yep, absolutely did, bringing Cormac McCarthy up here at all completely useless. Perfect. That worked out really well. Brett Easton Ellis, I guess we'll just have you come over here and grab these then. Might as well snatch what remains of these supplies. Get those out of you. Neil Gaiman can come in here and reap both of these douche nozzles. I'm just a little concerned about this guy. Because, you know, he's one of them I explode when I die kind of dudes. And I don't necessarily like the explode when I die kind of dudes. Then again, you know what? We've got a solution to that problem. What we can do is we'll go for our... Once we reap, though, aren't we locked into doing exclusively melee kills? Maybe we'll just have Cormac McCarthy's bonus action be to give an action to Neil Gaiman since his crate is gone and now irrecoverable. So maybe what we do is, first off, take the 100% shot. 18 damage from a Talon round critical. Yeah, it was pretty awesome, Neil. And then we have Cormac McCarthy give his bonus action to Neil Sandman Gaiman. Sandman wraps things up. Actually, Neil Gaiman, shouldn't you have gotten a reaction move on your turn? Seems like you should have gotten a reaction move. We'll just bring John Scalzi over here. Either way. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Just go ahead and murder this man. There goes the Purifier.
You know that was good.
And never mind, we'll just go ahead and wrap the whole mission up. Doesn't really matter what we do. Alright. Kill them all and let the elders sort them out. Amy Tam, don't even try and look impressive with that gun of yours. You had more misses this episode. More misses than Donald Trump, and that guy's been married like 17 times. More misses than Danny Bonaducci. He's been married a couple. Who's been married the most? I need... Okay, chat. I know you're not here, but do a Google search and see who's been married the most. Getting like an Elizabeth Taylor number of marriages here. Got more misses than Elizabeth Taylor, although it doesn't really make a whole hell of a lot of sense because Elizabeth Taylor would be the miss in that scenario. More misses than Richard Burton. I mean, he was married to Elizabeth Taylor that one time. Any day, though, XCOM. Just go ahead. Loading screen. There it goes. Working a turkey through. Just working a turkey through. So Operation Grasp. Just gasping him here. It was a gasp of me losing my shit and then getting my shit back together and rallying it up. We got our shit together. Which, again, admittedly is not necessarily a good thing, having your shit together. It's a lot of work for somebody. Cormac McCarthy was gravely wounded, but he's going to be out of action for a whopping 5 days. He did level up his bond with Neil Gaiman, so once those two get out of the hospital, we'll be able to do some... We'll be able to make some moves there. 209 supplies, 72 alloys, 38 Illyrium crystals. Most importantly, PCS superior speed plus 3 mobility. That's probably the only thing we got out of that mission that we give even a single shit about. And that's going in a trooper pretty much right now. Cormac McCarthy got a fear of Archons. Understandable. We'll probably try and fix that once Cormac McCarthy gets out of the hospital. For right now, though, let's get that PCS module in somebody. J.K. Rowling, I'm pretty sure you already got one, right? Yep, you do. Charlie Houston, pretty sure you already have one. You do. I'm tempted to give the last one to Tabitha King. I would love to give it to Neil Sandman Gaiman. Don't get me wrong, the guy earned it. He also was literally one of the dudes who was out there earning it. Tabitha King, though, you know what? Yeah, you get it. You get the plus 3 mobility. Take that. Beautiful. You know, while we're at it, hey, John Scalzi, we got this thing down here we ain't gonna ever use, so why don't you just take superior focus? I don't really know what that does for you, but you know, one thing it does is get it out of my inventory. Really, all I care about is getting rid of some old trash. Okay. Looked at our photo, got that out of here. Cormac McCarthy is afraid of Archons. We have no, like, pending missions. Yes, he's got aerophobia, which technically, wouldn't that be a fear of air? Seems like that's going to be a difficult phobia to overcome if you're terrified of the air around you. That's a tough road to hoe. It's not like coulrophobia, where you're afraid of clowns, which, honestly, I think every right-thinking person should basically have. Let's say not now to those alien alloys. We really, really don't need them. Supply drop sitting down there. We were making contact. I think we were working on our Asian continent bonus. I really want to get that done.
At this rate, I'll be touring the Avenger in no time.
What are you talking about, Hunter? You want to come mess with the Avenger? Come on at me, bro. All you're going to do is wind up getting kicked down the stairs again and trying to explain to the elders how you got those bruises. We all know how that scenario works out. Just like when Pete comes home drunk on a Friday night. I know we have a supply. What was it that I wanted supplies for? I can remember wanting supplies for something. I just don't specifically remember what it was. Picked up another facility lead. Chuck Wendig took a wound for our trouble. That's not great. Assign new covert action. Anything with a promotion, I think, is what we were working on here. I'm tempted. Sorely tempted. What else have we got here? In ability points. We could really use some ability points. That takes 6 days, though. Breakthrough research. Quad turret construction. Oh boy, it makes upgrading the defense matrix slightly cheaper. We don't need intel, really. Increase income, not super concerned about. Double agent. Huh. That's interesting. Reducing the Avatar project progress is always a priority. You break through modular assault rifles. Additional weapon upgrade slot. Yeah, that's real good. Hunt the chosen hunter. Recover loot. Again, what has promotions here? We're mostly just looking for promotions, though. Quad turret constructions. Take 4 days. Grants promotion. I like it. Increase income. Resistance order. One of these other ones had a promotion on it. I saw it. Somebody else had a promotion. I just want to know which one takes the least amount of time. What's our fastest route to a promotion? Soldier wounded, +1 health. Improved combat intelligence, though, would also be really good. And we get +1. You know what? This is 5 days. Gaining ability points is 6 days. I want to do both of these. The ability points thing, though, has no requirements, so we can send literally anyone to do combat preparedness. That I like. Being able to do it with, like, breakthrough research, though, modular assault rifles is pretty good. Reducing the Avatar project progress is all of these things are very important. Something with no chance of getting ambushed. That's what I would like. You know what? Let's go for the ability points. We can send any 2 soldiers to go get us 13 ability points. Let's do that. Any 2 soldiers. When I think any 2 soldiers, who do I think of? The Pitbull, R.A. Salvatore. Not exactly what I would have gone with, but sure, we'll take you out there. And then somebody to give +7 dodge to. Doesn't even matter. Toni Morrison. Margaret. You know what? Take Margaret Atwood. That's fine. And I will spend 25 intel to... No, you know what? I'm not going to spend 25 intel to ensure neither one of these guys gets wounded, because now that I think about it, don't care. Come back wounded, don't come back. You know, they always say come back on your shield. Come home with your shield or on it. This is that sort of scenario, except, you know what? I don't give a shit about the shield. In it, on it, with it, without it, whatever. Get me 13 ability points is my only concern. Come home with your shield or on it. Come home or don't. This is really what it should say. McCarthy has recovered from their wounds. Scanning's done. Made contact with New India and accidentally skipped the cutscene. Alright, we should have... right. Volunteered army. On every mission, there's a chance that a resistance shoulder will join the XCOM squad. So we just periodically will get a dude who shows up and helps us out, huh? I really like that. We can improve the bond between Neil Gaiman and Cormac McCarthy. That's nice, but before we do that, don't we have a negative trait I'd like to get rid of? Yeah, Cormac McCarthy, first off, don't be afraid of, Archons? Yeah, Archons. Don't be afraid of Archons anymore. They're not really that big of a deal. Your fears feel a little overblown. Also, we have a promotion down here that's waiting. We should take care of that. Chuck Blackberg Windig finally made it to Colonel. It's about time, Colonel Windig. Rupture is tempting, but we're still going to take saturation fire. Colonel Windig is now ready to go out there and do what he should have always been doing. Although Cherry Priest is still lagging a little bit behind. Back to scanning. We're supposed to be studying the Codex and complete the black side. Man, we still got a lot of, like, research-oriented shit to do. Let's go grab these supplies. I can't remember why it was I wanted supplies. I remember thinking, man, we really need some supplies, and now I really don't remember what it was I planned to do with them.
This will prove to be an important step forward.
Well, beam cannons damn sure will prove to be important. All right, we got our beam cannon. Spectre autopsy is instant. Let's do that.
Referred to by our troops in the field simply as a Spectre.
Well, actually, the troops in the field have been calling him Daniel Craig, but honestly, I think that's a bit of a disservice to Daniel Craig and the Bond franchise. Spectre was admittly a bit of a weaker entry in the franchise. It was no anywhere near as good as Skyfall, but, you know, it was all right.
Those theories have proven false.
Y'all at all worried about that green stuff splattering all over your coat there, Dr. Tigan? Actually, never mind. Your lab coat is fucking spotless. New item available. Refraction field. Intriguing. What kind of stuff are you using on your coat to repel those alien, and let's face it, your own fluids, Dr. Tigan? That coat, shirt, and tie you're wearing is always goddamn immaculate, even after you've just dug into the guts of an alien of unknown origins, and honestly, that thing's like mostly nanomachines. How are you so clean? Using material recovered from the remains of the alien Spectre, refraction field technology will allow the equipped soldier to instantly enter concealment. However, the field can only be used in combat once, and the device will be permanently removed from the soldier's inventory after activation. So refraction field is a one-time consumable concealment item. Interesting, but not fantastic. Let's do Plasma Lance. We should probably break down that Sectopod as well. That's got to be on the list of... I think Plasma Lance is probably a little more important. And we do need to start getting over to the Shadow Chamber at some point. A lot of stuff on the honey-do list here is getting pretty long. Who's calling you honey, Pete? Well, I mean, I think very clearly John Bradford is the one calling me honey. He's just drunk enough to be wooed by Pete. He's probably the only person I could get drunk enough to be interested in me romantically, but, you know, I can do it. You have 3.5 handles of gin, you get pretty open to suggestion, is all I'm saying. It had to be something down in engineering that I wanted to build or buy? Was it a weapon? Well, I mean, we'll take the beam cannon upgrade, because that's instant, sure. Was it an armor? No. Some manner of... I mean, I didn't... Oh, proximity mine, I definitely want to build one of those, though. Was that it? Smoke bomb? Why did I come down here?
I wish we had a simulator for Bradford to practice on.
Something from the
If he
proving
crashes
ground,
this
maybe.
ship,
Is that what
I
it
might
was?
just hand him over to Advent myself.
No, no. Oh, Icarus armor. Yes. It must have been... Okay, it must have been this stuff. Experimental heavy weapon. I'd really like to... Experimental powered weapon is what I'd really like to get, but now we're out of supplies again. It so must have been proving ground projects, and then I went and bought everything except for the proving ground project I was trying to prioritize. But that's fine. We're going to get more than enough supplies to complete this from our supply drop. Okay, we got 13 ability points. We're probably going to use those effective immediately, I feel like. Not the Chosen Warlock. Reduce Avatar project progress, though, sort of, is... It's a... We have to do it. Who wants to lead this? How high ranked do they have to be? They have to be a sergeant. Ambush chance is low. So we want to go with, you know, or do we? Maybe I just send the dynamic duo. What if we send Neil Gaiman and Cormac McCarthy? Cormac McCarthy can't go because he's in negative trait recovery. Son of a bitch. John Scalzi, who's your chew toy again? No, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Who's John Scalzi's chew toy again, though? Your interface is fighting me here, XCOM. Scalzi, it's Ari Salvatore, right? Yeah, I keep forgetting we got that bond through like some kind of mission and we just threw 2 random troopers at it. The fact that I'm using you now actually makes me regret that a little bit. So let's not send you. Who do we want to get +1 health? We could send Sparkles and R.L. Stein? No, because what if we get ambushed or it's a lost mission? R.L. Stein is a loss in that mission. We could send Charlie Houston and George R.R. Martin. Those guys at Wrexham Shop. Alternatively, what we could do is just send Lauren Bukes and J.K. Rowling. You know what? Let's do that. Reduce the Avatar project progress. What are we going to do? We're going to send the Mother of Monsters. And we're going to send Lauren Bukes. And we're definitely going to allocate the 25 intel to make sure neither one of these guys gets captured, because let's face it, they're real important to the project. Though now that I think about it, you know what? Sending out high-ranked... When there's not a promotion involved, sending out our highest-ranked troopers is actually not a bad idea. Simply because they don't really need... I mean, they're not getting experience really from doing this. Technically, it says yes, experience gain, and they do get some trivial amount of experience. But... that's actually a pretty good use of our high-ranking soldiers' time when they're not already engaged in doing something more important. So we'll finish that up. Ignore moving for the moment. We're going to go back down and blow some more coin here.
Born of the Elder's own power, of their very essence, to serve as their greatest champion. For the gods have many children.
You know, nobody's actually listening to you, right? I mean, you're basically just talking to yourself here.
And they instill in me an understanding of their gifts that none other can comprehend.
Are you done, Chatty Cathy? Jesus, guy goes on and he's like Grandpa Simpson once he gets on a roll. The important thing to remember is that he had an onion on his belt, which was the style at the time. I wouldn't mind getting another chunk of experience. I'd really like armor-piercing ammo. Is sort of what I want. I want armor-piercing ammo. That's probably got our Proving Ground projects taken care of for the foreseeable future. Then, back to scanning. What do we want to do? Alien alloys. Not hugely interested in those. Black market is closed. We've got a bunch of things that expired. Alright, well.
The chosen stronghold
never mind.
isn't going anywhere, but as of yet, we don't have a way of getting inside.
We should keep working with the Resistance. It's likely someone among their people will know where to look.
Proactive tip from John Ginboy Bradford. He's like, hey, Commander, we should go maybe do... Yeah, you know what? Don't tell me what to do, Bradford. Tell me what to do. We have more than enough context. Let's go... Do we have a radio beacon here? We do. Let's go make contact with Eastern Europe. We're really just spamming contacts at this point, looking to pick up some extra continent bonuses. We could go get those alloys, but we've basically built all of the things we're going to need. It sort of feels like they're extraneous at this point. Avatar Project picking up another pip. Alright, they're one from complete here, but we do have the 2 deadliest killers in the XCOM Project right now out undoing whatever it was that the Avatar Project just did there. The Avatar Project's over there tying its shoes, and, you know, Rowling and Bukes are the pranksters that are tying them together while they're not looking. Slipping under their chair during 3rd period and tying their shoes together while they're not paying attention. Destroy the alien relay. Operation Rotting Stranger. Automated defenses. Intel suggests a high concentration of robotic enemies at this mission. Interesting. Probably that's the one we're going to wind up doing because I don't like scanning times greatly increased. What are our other options here? I don't give a shit about a Resistance informant. Tell them, you know what? Go tell them exactly where I'm at. That's all I can. You can go tell, I'm right here, man. I'm not going anywhere. Operation Half-Dead Pipe. You know, just because John Bradford drinks a lot and has some erectile dysfunction, we don't need to be calling operations Half-Dead Pipe. Bradford's pipe is half-dead. That's just mean, guys. That's just mean. So we're going to go do this operation here with Dr. Jowan Krishnan Rescue to destroy the alien relay. I don't like signal. I don't want scanning times being greatly increased. Seems like a bad idea. Negative trait recovery apparently is complete. Cormac McCarthy has gotten out of that. And honestly, what we should do, let's just take Gaiman and McCarthy, tag them in here, upgrade their bond, and then we'll wrap up the episode. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see whether Bradford can get his half-dead pipe all the way alive, might consider subscribing as well. We're working on getting him some of those little blue pills that people are fond of. Right now, though, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.